All right, let's talk about money. But forget all that become a millionaire overnight stuff for a minute. We're going to focus on a single, specific financial milestone that can totally transform your life, your stress levels, and, get this, even your brain chemistry in ways you would never, ever expect.
You know that feeling, right? It's 3 a.m., you're just staring at the ceiling, and your brain will not shut off. It's running through all the what-ifs. What if the car breaks down? What if I lose my job? What if a surprise medical bill just shows up out of nowhere? It's this low-grade hum of anxiety that so many of us live with. But what if I told you there's a specific number, a specific dollar amount that could make most of that noise just go away?
Okay, so before we get to that magic number, we really have to get what the problem is. And for millions of people, life is basically lived on financial defense, you know? It's this state of always reacting to things, constantly putting out fires, instead of actually getting to plan for your future.
I'm talking about the little things, that constant mental math, like standing in the cereal aisle doing a whole cost-benefit analysis just to save a buck on the generic brand, or having to come up with some lame excuse when your friends want to go out for dinner, because you know that a $25 meal could wreck your whole budget for the week. It's just this constant stream of tiny, exhausting decisions every single day.
And that's the thing. When your bank account is hovering around zero, you don't really have choices. You have survival moves. Every decision is about survival, not about what you actually want. You're just playing defense, trying to get to the next paycheck without something blowing up.
But this is where it all starts to change. There is a tipping point, a specific number that really is the first real game changer. And no, it's not some crazy, impossible number, but man, is it powerful.
$10,000. That's it. That's the number we're talking about. It's the first milestone that truly, fundamentally changes your day-to-day life and your whole outlook on, well, everything.
And this really gets to the heart of it, right? This isn't about lottery tickets or some get-rich-quick fantasy. We're talking about a real, achievable goal that creates the first major, noticeable shift in your life.
But here's the crazy part. The biggest changes, they're not even about the stuff you can buy with that money. It's all about what happens inside your own head. The payoff is almost entirely psychological.
I mean, this is wild. Scientists have actually found that just having a financial safety net lowers your levels of cortisol. That's your body's main stress hormone. So saving 10 grand doesn't just change your bank balance. It literally, physically changes how your body handles stress.
Okay, think about it like this. Let's say your car's check engine light flicks on. If you have zero savings, that little light is a symbol of pure panic, right? It's a countdown to financial disaster. But what if you have 10 grand in the bank? Now, that same exact light is just an annoyance, a hassle. It's a problem you need to solve, not a crisis that's going to ruin you. See, the event is identical, but your reaction is night and day.
And this gets to what we can call the emergency fund effect. The huge benefit isn't actually spending the money. It's the peace of mind you have 24/7, just knowing the money is there if you need it. That knowledge, that feeling of security, that's the real asset.
So with that psychological safety net in place, you can finally switch from playing defense to playing offense with your life. You stop just trying to block the bad things from happening, and you can actually start making good things happen.
And practically speaking, what does this mean? It means you're basically immune to the most common financial curveballs that totally derail most people. A big car repair? You got it. A surprise medical bill? It's manageable. Even something huge, like losing your job, becomes survivable. You've got a buffer, maybe 3 to 6 months, to find the right next job, not just desperately grab the first one you see.
So you see, that money isn't just a shield against disaster, it's a launch pad for opportunity. All of a sudden, that $2,000 certification that could get you a raise, you can actually do it. That chance to help a friend start a business, it's on the table. It's like a whole new set of doors just swings open for you.
Okay, so the big question, how do you get there? And the answer might surprise you. It's actually less about how much you earn and way more about shifting your mindset. It's about creating a whole new identity.
Think about it. Most people treat saving like a crash diet, right? They go all in, cut everything, get totally burnt out, and then just snap back to their old habits. The way that actually works is to make it part of who you are. You're not on a savings plan, you are a person who saves. It stops being a temporary sacrifice and becomes a permanent part of you, built on tiny, consistent habits.
And that's why this identity shift is so incredibly powerful.
I mean, someone making 40 grand a year with $10,000 saved is genuinely closer to being financially free than someone earning double that with zero savings. It's a total paradox, but it's true. Building wealth isn't about your income, it's about your habits. It's about keeping what you make.
And here's the best part. This whole process, it builds on itself. It creates its own momentum. That first $1,000 you save, it feels brutal. It takes everything you've got. But then, the second 1,000, it's a little easier. And by the time you're on your way to 5,000, the habits are so locked in, it almost feels automatic.
All right, let's get to the final piece of this puzzle. And honestly, this might be the most profound benefit of all. It's a kind of freedom you probably don't even realize you're missing right now.
It all comes down to a psychological concept called decision fatigue. See, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, your brain is making dozens, maybe hundreds, of tiny financial calculations all day long. Can I afford this coffee? Is this brand worth the extra 50 cents? Should I buy this now or wait? Every single one of those little questions chips away at your mental energy.
But when you have that financial cushion, I'd say 90% of those little micro decisions just vanish. They're gone, and all of a sudden you have this huge amount of mental energy freed up. All that brain power that was dedicated to just surviving is now available for other things.
And this is what that freedom really feels like. It's walking into a grocery store and thinking about what you want to eat, not just what you can afford to buy. It's a tiny shift, but it is everything. Going from thinking about affordability to thinking about preference, that is real freedom.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Imagine you stopped making, say, 50 of those little financial calculations every single day. Imagine all that mental energy, all that brain power was just handed back to you. What would you build with it? What would you create? What passion could you finally pursue? That mental freedom, that's the real power of having $10,000 in the bank.